What's up, everybody? I'm Jesse. This is my garage. Today we're talking about something I get asked quite a bit is I just bought a 300ZX. What do I do now? So I'm going to talk about 5 things I would do if I bought a 300ZX today. All right, well, first off, I hope everybody is having a great day, great week, great month, great year. But let's get into the top 5 things I would do if I bought a 300ZX today. And we're gonna go through this list backwards. So we're gonna start with number 5. And number 5 is detail and clean the interior. These cars are older. They've been through different people's hands, different lifestyles, and I would deep clean and detail my interior. Now that is getting shampoo in the carpets, cleaning the seats, probably taking out the seats, getting, if it's a 2+2, the attention to the back seat, and of course the back hatch. I would get all that stuff clean, start with the carpet and move my way up, detail everything, get it smelling good, looking good, and get some UV protectant on all of your interior. All right, number 4 on what I would do is I would change out all the fluids in the car. Differential, brake fluid, or transmission fluid, automatic or manual, change the oil, change the power steering fluid, and change the coolant. There's a good possibility that some of these fluids are very old, especially I would say like the differential fluid, probably the brake fluid, power steering, gearbox fluid. All that stuff has probably been in there a while. Hopefully the oil's kind of newer, but we're just gonna go ahead and change all the fluids in the car, get them all drained out, and then just refill them. I wouldn't flush anything. I wouldn't use any type of flushes on any of the systems. The systems have built up a certain way they like to operate, and I wouldn't flush any of it out, but I would drain it and put new fluid in there. All right, number 3 on our list is suspension. And most importantly, probably like a coilover or at least new struts and spring setup. Older car, good possibility that the struts are wore out, the springs are wore out, and it's time to freshen that up because we did just buy this car. We want to drive this car, we want to enjoy the car, and part of that is going to be our ride quality. And plus, if we get coilovers, we can lower the car because it looks so cool. So number 3 on the list, coilovers or suspension in general. Wouldn't go too crazy like I'm going on this car if you watch some of the other videos, but at least get yourself a nice set of coilovers or struts and lowering springs. All right, so number 2 on our list on the top 5 things I would do if I bought a 300ZX today is I would take a really close look at the tires that are on the car. Now, if we just bought some with new wheels and tires, perfect. But if we bought some that has had wheels and tires on there for a while, or we're running OEM tires, or who knows what's on there, I would take a look at the tires when they were manufactured, what the condition is how is the tire wear, and especially on the back tires. And if you have your OEM wheels, you can look to see if your OEM wheels are even facing the right direction, because that's right. On the 300ZX Z32, the OEM wheels are designed to be in a specific direction. And also a little tidbit on that, if you have directional tires and directional wheels, but they mounted the tire on the wheel backwards, go with the directional tire over the directional wheel. Whoops. Over the directional wheel. On my car, we have the OEM wheels that came with that, and one of the tires is mounted on the wheel backwards so they don't face the right direction, which is sad. I'm not gonna have it remounted. But wheels and tires, if you can, I'll do some aftermarket wheels. If we can't do that, to at least make sure our tires are safe, not cracked, not super old, and in good operating condition. All right, so number 1 on the list of top 5 things I would do if I bought a 300ZX today, and this one's the big one, we probably all knew it was coming, is timing belt maintenance, and more importantly, the complete service of the 120K service that is so important for the 300ZX. I don't care if you bought a $2,000 300ZX or a $20,000 300ZX, make sure that timing belt is going to last you. It's in its service life. It's not too old and it doesn't have too many miles on it. So I would say within the last 6 years, within the last 60,000 miles, that belt had been replaced at some point. And if the 120K service has never been done, I'd highly suggest that. That covers the front main seal, the crank seals, the water pump, the thermostat, the VCT seals, all that encompassing your new tensioner, everything that's included in the 120K service. I would do that. I didn't even test drive this Z right behind us that I bought because the previous owner did not know when the last timing belt was on. This car was already on its second engine when I bought it. That's because somebody didn't do the maintenance before and let that belt go. Boom, blows up your engine. The 300ZX is an interference engine, which means if your timing belt lets go, your piston will hit your valve. Now that is catastrophic damage for your engine, and it's a good way to put what could be a fun car, either a huge hassle and spend a lot of money just to get it back up to where it was, get back to zero, or having that car end up in the scrapyard. So, number one, timing belt maintenance. Don't just throw a new timing belt on there. Do the 120K service. Set yourself up for success and protect your investment. If you want to see more on the 120K service, check out some of the other videos. If you want to see more content like this, make sure and hit that subscribe button. If you got any value out of here, hit that like button. It helps other people find this content. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to support the garage, head over to Patreon on the old computer, sign up, kick down a couple bucks a month, help support this, continuing to create great content. Maybe we can buy a new camera and a nicer microphone, maybe it'll sound a little bit better. But until then, follow me on Instagram and I will see you next time.